Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien and Bull Moose Bubba here on the morning of Tuesday, September 8th, 2020. Stand by for commentary. Well, Americans, I've had a lot of answers, answers, and people asking me why this and why that. And the most I've had over the weekend, besides the one I wrote on with the agendas, was why can't we vote for Republicans or Democrats? And you say it's a lose. Okay. And why should we vote for John Kasich and Tulsi Gabbard? We've never done that before. Well, actually, you have. You never voted for a grassroots tickets before, yes. But you always had yahoos out there that were by minor parties, as you call them. For a long time, you old timers remember Gus Hall was on there, and Linda LaRouche. And then you had, as recently as last election, you had Miss Stein, Jean Stein, I think it's her name, there for the Green Party, I believe is what she calls herself. And then you had, like Mr. Weld, a strange Republican for the libertarians. Oh, yeah, and don't forget that you also had Ralph Nader at one time there, Ross Perot. Oh, yeah, you had all kinds of party. But see, the bad thing, Americans, is if you vote red or blue, you lose. Because you don't have a good one. You have Hensy Pensy, or pardon me, Trumpy Dumpy and Hensy Pensy, although you would vote for Hensy Pensy and Trumpy Dumpy more than you would for Trumpy Dumpy and Hensy Pensy, right? See, that's your problem, Republicans. You got the wrong guy at the wrong end of the ticket. And then you have creepy Joe and Kamala, he's a segregationist, Harris, for the Democrats. Both losers. Big time. And who do you have to vote for Congress? I mean, are you going to vote Pelosi back in? And then you have to figure out how much she owes for the beauty shop? Yeah. Are you going to vote Schumer back in? Or even McConnell? Really? You see what I mean? You got down to nothing there. In the past, when you had candidates, say like Roosevelt, well, you had to vote for Roosevelt because he was the lesser of the two evils. Because, you had a crazy guy in 1940 that ran against him, Wendell Willkie. Yeah. And then you had Thomas E. Dewey. Oh, ain't that fun? And Roosevelt was in no way in shape to run for president in 44. He was looking awful, wasn't he? Yeah. Well, in 48, the Republicans didn't learn their lesson and put Thomas E. Dewey back on there. So you had to vote for Give Him Hell Harry. Which, Harry was okay. Then the Republicans decided, okay, we'll go with charisma. And the big guy, everybody likes Ike. I like Ike, you like Ike. So we put Ike out there. So the Democrats, unfortunately, went with Adlai Stevenson. Yeah. So you see, you voted for the charisma in there. But you didn't vote for his vice president, Tricky Dicky, did you, in 1960? No, you had a nice, handsome guy, womanizer though, but he turned out to be an okay president, John F. Kennedy. He did a few things bad, but he did a few things good. And then in 64, I mean, Mr. Johnson was relegated to oblivion under the Kennedy administration, but hey, you voted for him because the alternative was terrible. Barry Goldwater. See what I mean? And in 68, the Democrats, you guys fell apart because of all the shootings that went on and assassinations in 68. So you guys got HHH. Yeah. Remember old Horatio Hubert Horatio Humphrey there? Yeah, he was a good guy, but, he most likely would have made it under the Tonight Show better than president. Yeah. So, Tricky Dicky won because you had George Wallace over there in the Dixiecrats, so that split the vote, and then Mr. Tricky Dicky got 43%. And then you even went further, Democrats. You went with George McGovern 4 years later in 72. Boy, was that a fun stuff, huh? And Tricky Dicky already had the plumber scoring on you over there, so he won landslide. You see what I mean, Americans? And then starting with Jimmy Who, things went from the hell to the handbasket. And that's where you are today. So you can't vote for either one today because there is no either or. And there is no minor parties that you can go to. I mean, they don't have anybody of any stature that can help you. And what I'm saying with John Kasich and Tulsi Gabbard is they have to serve. They have no other recourse but to serve, and they have to be at least 60% honest with you guys. You see what I mean? You're not going to get Trumpy Dumpy to be honest with you. He's already at 2%, maybe. And, creepy Joe and Camilla, he's a segregationist Harris. They're about 7 to 8%, so that's not much better. But you can get Gabbard and Kasich. They have to be honest with you because they have to tell you what things are. They can't say, oh, we got Rosie here, but we're going to kill you, but it's still Rosie. See what I mean, Americans? This is your private alien and Boo Moose Baba saying, you can't vote Democrat and you can't vote Republican this year. You are dead if you do. Good day.